All right, this video is how to make garlic ear oil for ear infection. And this works for adults and kids and babies even. I'm about to make this for my 11-month-old. This is how we fight an ear infection, and it absolutely works. And for many people, better than antibiotics, because some people use antibiotics so much that their children get resistant to the antibiotics, and so their bodies just aren't accepting the antibiotics anymore. So this is garlic. This is from the market. It's raw organic garlic, which I think is stronger, but if I didn't have that, I would just go to the store and buy some. This is quality oil. This is just where I get it, Rustic by Design, but this is like quality olive oil. So you just need a high quality oil. It doesn't have to be super expensive. Don't use coconut oil in their ears because it could just clog if it got cool or something, but I would use a quality oil like olive, or I can't really think of another oil, but I know there's other high quality oils that you could use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this up fine, and then I'll show you. I'm going to put it in this little pot here. Excuse my dirty stove. I'm going to put it in this small pot, and I'm going to let it steep, but I'll show you. Once I cut this up, I'm going to let it sit for just a minute so that the garlic, so that the allicin, it's called allicin, A-L-L-I-C-I-N, that's the antibiotic property in garlic that needs to come out of and get to like its peak potential. So I'm gonna let this sit once it's cut for a little while, and then I'll put it in and you'll see. All right, here's my garlic, chopped up fine. Doesn't have to be perfect because this is not actually going to stay in the oil. The oil is just gonna seep it out. So I've let it sit for just a couple minutes. I'm gonna put it in some oil. So I'm gonna take this oil and put this in my pan, probably about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little more. I think that's good. Actually more. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's a good amount. It looks like it's more than it actually is. Okay, so that's what I need, and I'm going to swipe this in. Can't really do it with both hands, so I'm gonna just put you on pause for a second. Okay, here we have the garlic. This is 1 clove cut up in about 2.5 tablespoons of garlic. Olive oil, high quality olive oil. I'm gonna turn my stove on, medium high, and wait for that to start boiling. And when it does, then I'm gonna turn it off and I'm gonna let it steep, which means you're letting the garlic sit in the oil for like 20 minutes. Okay, so now this is really starting to boil. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. It's really starting to go. I'm gonna just give it a shake, and then I'm gonna turn it off. We've got it to the temperature that it needs to pull the properties of the garlic out into the oil. So now I'm gonna let it sit. I might even remove it from the heat. I'm gonna let it sit for 20 minutes, and that's gonna be a good amount of time for the garlic to really seep into the oil, and then I will strain it, and that'll be my garlic ear oil. It'll be an antibiotic, natural oil that's not gonna give my babies any issues. Okay, I've let this steep for 20 minutes. I'm going to use this little thing here, this strainer. I'm gonna open it up. It's actually for tea, but I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna strain this through it to get out all the garlic chunks. And there it is. Wonderful, antibiotic free, but yet still an antibiotic in a healthy way. Garlic ear oil. So I just boiled this so that it's sterilized, this little thing, but I'm going to put the pieces together. It's actually a dropper bottle. So here's the top. I'm gonna put my garlic ear oil in this, and then I'm probably gonna just keep that in the fridge. But this will last for probably about a week in the fridge. But I won't need all of this. It's a small amount, but it's still a little amount, or I mean a big amount. So I'll probably just use a few drops. I'm gonna put 3 or 4 drops into my baby's ear, whichever ear is bothering her. Sometimes it's both. We rarely get ear infections, very rarely. I do think there are causes to ear infections, but I won't go into that. I think there's culprits that are common denominators, but that's for another video. But my babies don't hardly get them, but sometimes when they're congested, it goes into the ear and they get them. So this is how we fight it, and it works. And I actually got this recipe from a mom who used to get ear infections, and her little one used to get ear infections all the time, and antibiotics weren't working anymore. And she did this, and it works every single time. So just wanted to share this great treasure of health with you guys, because I love being able to do things naturally as possible, just to keep you know, my baby strong. Here's the finished product. It's in here. I'm in my daughter's room. She is sleeping, and I just put a few drops in each of her ears. So it was like, let me just squeeze a little bit so you can see. A little less than that. So if I squeeze some out, I put about that much in each ear. And then obviously it's gonna drip out on, you know, when she turns her head, but I would gently turn her head. But then I nursed her so that she's really getting that worked into her ears. But I pray she sleeps peacefully now.